Hey guys, it's Robbie here, and this is FrekiFitWolf. It is Sunday, so that means it's time for another week's weigh-in, plus I want to talk about a little breakdown I had yesterday. Alright, so happy Sunday. Hopefully you all are doing wonderful. I'm doing pretty good this morning. It's raining outside, and that always makes me happy. I literally just sat outside for like 45 minutes, just enjoying the rain. It was great. And also just pointing it out real quick, I'm sitting in the kitchen right now because my couch set is normally right there. We are cleaning everything because the dogs have spent a lot of time on there and it's very, very hairy. So in the kitchen while that's being taken care of. Anyway, so this week, before I get into the weigh-in numbers, I want to talk about where my mentality went yesterday. I know I have been succeeding. Logically, I know that because I am seeing the visual changes. I am taking measurements, and in the past 2 months or so, I have shrunk 7 inches all over on my body. So I know I'm succeeding. But that scale, what is it about the scale that gets under your skin? Despite losing 7 inches throughout my entire body over the past 2 months, I was not losing pounds on the scale. And again, logically, I totally know the scale might not move, especially while you're exercising, while you're building muscle, while you're tightening up, all of that jazz. And you should not focus on the scale. You should focus on everything else. I know logically I am eating healthier. I am doing exercise to get my cardio up and get my strength up and all of that. But I feel like I and several other people tend to get obsessed with the scale and addicted to it, especially with it going down. Because before this, for the past, 9 months or so, I guess 9 months before this started changing, I was used to it pretty much going down every week unless I had a really bad week or a holiday or something. Which, speaking of that, is today my year anniversary or next week my year anniversary of being on YouTube and starting this weight loss journey? I'll need to look into that. I think it's next week though. But anyway, so I was getting very discouraged, and I end up messaging my friend Lisa from Dumpy to Diva, and talking to her and mainly just venting because I'm like, should I change plans? I want that scale to move. And as we were talking it out, like, she was actually suggesting a couple different plans that I could switch to that fit my eating style. But like, the thing is, when I actually plug in a normal day on there, it's kind of what I'm having anyway, even when it was a different plan. So I don't know if that was the route. And then I started thinking more. I'm like, okay, I am eating a lot more than I used to. A lot more often, let's say, a lot more food, which is one thing that's been really, really cool with eating healthier. Because before, I've mentioned it several times, so it's not shocking news. Before, I would pretty much get a Southwest chicken wrap from Quick Trip, and then I would have McDonald's for dinner. And that's how I lost the majority of the weight this time. So it's frustrating when I finally started treating my body better and having more balanced meals throughout the day, getting all of my fruits, all of my vegetables, all of that in, and it stopped happening. But that was also the quarantine started, so my activities levels went down at first. That's why the pounds went up a little bit. And then I started working on exercise, and the exercise that I do at home, like, I don't do as much cardio. I do it, but not as often or as much as I should probably. And so it's mainly strength training, and that is definitely helping. The shape of my body is changing dramatically, and I love that. But then we get down to that scale, and I want to be out of 300 pounds. I really do. So then in my head, I was like, do I stop eating healthy foods and go back to the not so healthy foods? Do I stop doing the strength training? And ultimately my brain's like, dude, why would you consider that? just so the scale can move, just so you can look better on YouTube. And ultimately, that's kind of where my brain was. And so I finally, last night, came to the conclusion, I'm like, it's working. I know overall I am doing what is best for my body and what is best for my health. And that's all that really matters. And visually, it's not like I walk around with a scale and every single person that sees me can see how much the scale has changed. So why do I care about the scale so much? I think especially because when people do see you smaller, they ask, oh, how much did you lose? And I want it to be a big number. And so it's a big, big thing. And I really did a lot of internal searching last night or yesterday and decided I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I am going to work better on my goals. Excuse me. That rain. It's not Corona, I promise. But yeah, I am going to work better on my goals as far as points or bites and calories, because I was looking through this past week and they are pretty low. But I haven't been hungry because I have included a lot more fruits and vegetables. They fill me up longer or quicker. So instead of having, a quarter pounder with cheese that is a ton of points but not a ton of food, I'll have an entire skillet full of vegetables and lean meat, and then I make that PB2 sauce a lot, or taco seasoning, or even just make some gravy and put it on there. And that's a lot of food, but it's very low in calorie and very low in points. So anyway, long story short, sorry for the rambling, 7 minutes of rambling. Sorry, guys. I am sticking to what I've been doing. I'm not changing that except for maybe increasing the calorie intake a little bit, especially since tomorrow I go back to work. That's also why I thought, well, maybe when I go back to work, I'll be by the food places, the gas station and the McDonald's that I used to always go to. So maybe it's a perfect time to switch back to that. And no, I am going to keep eating like I've been eating, and when I go back to work, just use that for extra exercise. And I don't want to say cardio, but we're going to be going nonstop. It is going to be nuts. I am very excited and very nervous about going back tomorrow. But anyway, all of this, you're here for my weigh-in. And despite this breakdown I had yesterday, guys, the scale finally freaking moved. I finally got out of the 316. It was ranging between 316 and 319. That was basically the last 2 months, or whatever the amount of time is, since March 8th. That was when I was 316.2, and since then I had never gotten below that. Then finally today, I stepped on the scale, and it was first thing in the morning too. So normally I wait a few hours. I'm not going to this week. I got a lot to do to prep for getting ready to mentally and physically go to work tomorrow. So anyway, I stepped on the scale and I am now 314.2. So this week, after me stressing about barely moving or that scale not changing or going in the wrong direction, I lost 2.6 pounds this week. So if I was just patient and waited it out, it would have worked out. And I might not have needed to deal with what I dealt with yesterday. So altogether, I'm down 62.2 pounds. And I don't know the measurements. I didn't measure today. I'm not doing that every week because there's not going to be a dramatic change every single week. But from March 8th, I'm down over 7 inches throughout my body. So that is awesome. I freaked out for no reason. And that is a lesson I feel like we all can relate to, is we're wondering if it's not working. Why is it not working right? Especially because I did step on the scale yesterday morning. I'm pointing over there because that's where my scale is. And it was not up. It was down, but it was down like 0.2 pounds. And we know your body changes dramatically throughout the day. And typically the day before a weigh-in, I weigh more than what like for some reason my weight's higher in general than the next day, a week later when I step on the scale. And so I don't want to say I feel ridiculous for having that little mental breakdown yesterday, but I feel a little ridiculous about it. But at the same time, that's real life. We are all going through different struggles. We all have different things. And I mean, I share my life with wherever I'm at, 13,000 people. Not that 13,000 people watch every video, but all of you guys that I've grown to love and appreciate, and I'm sharing that with everybody. So I put this mental pressure on myself that I need to be a good example, blah, blah, blah. We've had this talk. I know I don't need to. I know you guys would help and support me whether I did bad or did good. But in my head, I want to be that shining star for people. I want to be that example for people. And yes, I do like an example that isn't perfect, because I like to encourage that nobody is perfect, but we learn what we can and we move on from the imperfections and do better. But at the same time, 2 months of not getting away from 316, 2 months of that was getting very frustrating. And again, I just still, even with the success on the scale today, I still have to wonder how much I should be obsessing over the scale. And have to wonder, honestly, if I want to continue weighing every single week. I know a lot of people, especially when they are working out and using fitness as a way to lose weight, a lot of people don't weigh in. They go by visuals, they take lots of pictures, they take their measurements. I mean, heck, when I listen to the weight loss podcast, they say throw that shit out. And I'm not going to throw it out because it was not cheap. But I'm questioning whether I want to continue to do that, if it's a mental sabotage, because I was debating yesterday changing my entire life when logically I know I am doing what I need to do. I am eating properly and exercising. You guys know all the stuff I'm doing. I've said it a million times. So because of the scale not moving until today, I was debating if I wanted to change everything I'm doing. I was debating if I was wanting to start clogging my arteries with quarter pounders every day, because I know I can lose weight eating that. And ultimately, we know that's not what I want. I know that's not what I want. I want to be healthy. I don't want to just be skinny. And there's a huge, huge difference. So yeah, I'm repeating myself now. So that's all I got to say. I'm happy with my weigh-in this week, and I am sticking to what I've been doing for the past 6 weeks, plus some extra steps that I'll get in from work. So maybe that'll help boost it a little bit more too. We'll see. But again, I need to not stress over what that scale says. Yeah. All right. Anyway, like my video, comment on my video, share the video. I don't know. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will talk to you guys later.